Hey YouTube. Well, happy Friday. I thought I'd come on here and give a couple comments about the story I just saw. All right, this story was posted by Larry Reed. You know, Larry Reed is usually on Monday nights, but if it's something happens or something, he'll sometimes come on other days. So he just came on. This is another day. This is concerning this woman. Her name is Ashley Megan. Now, Ashley, I'm sorry. I guess you made a Facebook post, but when I go to Ashley Megan, those are both white girl names, incidentally. All I see is white girls. So I couldn't find you just to read your original story. So I had to just go by what Brother Reed said. Okay, so apparently this is a woman, who is a lesbian woman. She has gotten engaged, and either she posted the engagement on Facebook or she contacted a pastor about this marriage. I'm not sure, not exactly, because I'm just getting it secondhand. Anyway, instead of encouraging this woman, the pastor told her that she could not be in any leadership position. So this woman was apparently the member of 3 choirs, which would mean she's probably a pretty significant member of the choir if she's in all 3 of them, right? He told her that she have to leave those positions. You can no longer sing in the choir. You can no longer be in front. You cannot represent this church in any way. But you're welcome to come to our services. In other words, bring the tithe money on Sunday. Anyway, so Reed was put this question up: is this man right or wrong for throwing this girl out of the church or out of all leadership positions because she's a lesbian woman, because she got married? I wasn't going to comment on this until I got into his comments and saw some of the attitudes that still exist among thinking people. Now, Reed's audience is not any kind of fundamentalists or religious freaks in a general way, but a lot of them are church people. So I have a couple of thoughts. My first thought is against the church. They should not be able to pull this shit anymore. Gay people are being accepted in all other areas. The church is going to be the very last to go. They are going to have to go. If you can run in private clubs, then you should be paying taxes. Something about 50% of everything you take in, you should be paying, because you're having a private club. Right? Private club don't get no tax exempt. If you're open to the public, you have to treat all the public the same. You should not be allowed to discriminate against people. It is dead wrong. Granted, the excuse is, well, that's what we always done it with the Bible. Girl, okay, let me try not to get pissed off. If you take morality from 1950, this is not going back thousands of years. This is just going back a few damn years, right? It makes no sense, the morality they had in the 1950s. Now, correct? It's only going back a few years. What about the 40s? What about the 1800s? Do we go back and get the laws from the 1800s and try to apply them now? You people are skipping past all of these generations and all of these couple of thousands of years and getting your morality from an ancient text. I've made this argument over and over and over again, and I like Paul said, honey, it's like fire shut up in my bones. It don't make no damn sense to you people to keep trying to use these things that were written thousands of years, not hundreds of years, not tens of years, in the United States just a few years back. Just go back to the 1920s. Let's go back to prohibition. You can't even go back 50 years and apply the same things to this generation. You can't go back 100 years. And what you're going to put it, are we supposed to have the rules for black people when they were slaves? now, doesn't make any sense at all for these people to go back and cherry pick these ancient laws, which we, as the people in America, unless they're pure-blooded Jews, were not under any damn way, because these are Jewish laws. Nothing to do with us. As far as the Jews were concerned at that time, we were all heathens, destined for hell. Cherry pick. Well, you need to cherry pick your ass down there to get your what is it, the W-4? All the money you're beating these people out of, you need to start paying taxes on it, because you're running your church like a private club. If you're going to be open to the public, that's why you get a tax break, because you are a service to the communities. Service to the public, to the taxpayers. If you only take, I got phones ringing, dogs ringing. Is God trying to tell me something? Is he? Listen. Okay, that's the first part of it. These people, they want to have private clubs. They need to put private club in the front. Come here, boy. Come here. You're such a good dog. Come here. You stay right here. Okay, stop. If you're going to run a private club, you should not be getting tax breaks. And tax breaks, I'm sure, all the money y'all collecting will be up in about 50%. You need to give up half of it. Now, as far as Ashley, you apparently live in Washington, D.C. Now, I can understand if you were living in some small town somewhere in the United States and you had no choice but to go to your community church where your mom went and your grandma went and all your cousins and uncles, everybody went. I can understand that if you were in that kind of circumstance where you felt like go to worship, go to church, be a part of community, you have no options. But I know in Washington, D.C., you have to have options. Why you're in a place that's tolerating you. That means for years you are taking in all of this homophobic garbage. Parts of that are sticking in your mind. You're not free because you still want to romance these ideas that are totally against you. So, Ashley, my advice to you, this is the best thing could happen for you. Apparently, you're a talented person. You're in 3 different choirs. You're dedicated. You want to work. You want to do things. Go do things where you can be appreciated. All of you can be appreciated. Right? Washington, D.C., Chicago, New York, L.A., San Francisco. All of these places, they have options. They have open and affirming churches, people who would just accept you as you are. Many of them have, at least the big cities definitely have, congregations that are predominantly homosexual, which is what I attend here with Bishop Flunder in Oakland. There are options. There are all kind of options when you're in a big city. There might come a time, no matter who goes to that church, you may have to separate from them. I think you should separate from these people who are making you feel like they're doing you a favor by allowing you to be in their presence. They're the ones getting blessed. They're the ones that's getting free music department. I know they probably ain't paying y'all nothing. They don't pay choir members, although the choir, half the people in the church are coming for the choir. Yet the pastor gets to make off with the bank. Go someplace where people can accept you for who you are. Not only that, but appreciate who you are. Many places like that. I've been to a church, same church, 15 years. Not once have I felt like a pariah in that church. Not once have I felt like I had to explain what I did in my bedroom. Every place is not the same, child. If them people want to have them old ideas and pay taxes, let them. Go. I don't need you. You don't want me, and I don't want you. That's where we got to get to. You don't want me, although it should be illegal, I think, illegal for you to discriminate against people. And didn't they used to have laws here? White-only restaurants. Black people can't use this water fountain. Black people can come in the store, stay in the hotel. Black people go in the back door and sleep in the shade in the back. Isn't it the same thing, really? I know you, oh no, no, ain't like good. Yes, it is. Yes. It's exactly the same goddamn thing. Discrimination is discrimination. Most people are not going to want to come to your damn church. So I don't know what your fear is. You're going to be overrun by homosexual people in those places. The majority are not going to want to come there, but they should have the right to come there if they choose to. And sing in your choir if they can sing. That's all with this. I couldn't find your story, Ashley, Megan. You got a white girl's name. Anyway, Ashley. Or maybe you are a white girl. I'm just assuming too much. Anyway, Ashley, there are places that will love you, honey, just like you are. And many times, they've been through the exact same thing. They know exactly where you're coming from. They felt the exact same pain you have. You know, we don't have to do everything together. We don't have to go. I don't have to go and beg nobody to kiss no one's ass. Trying to beg. Oh, can you treat me like a person, girl? I'm not gonna use the F word in this particular video. Good luck to you, Miss Ashley, Megan. Thank you, Larry Reed, for the story. And hopefully, these women, as they're starting their new marriage, will go to a place where they can have a marriage, where they can occasionally hold hands if they choose to. Some of that people, y'all staying in them churches, a lot of that stuff is sticking in the back of your mind. Every time you have sex, you're going to feel guilty. Why? It's because you're getting these subliminal messages for a lifetime. Run for your life, honey. Get the hell out of there.